I considered myself the most powerful player on the Dawn 24 server, until I was proven horribly wrong when my mace failed to annihilate my opponents. See, the mod which backports Density 5 to this version does not work, so my mace was doing standard damage as if it never had Density 5 at all. But this episode, I want to change that. I need to find a different way of becoming extremely powerful, so I'm not threatened by something like nano armor, which BootProsthetic has. So this will be the episode in which the great Captain Mourof becomes the most powerful player in the Dawn. 24/7 I will work, around the clock, to get what I need to face off any entity in the entire game, face to face. The current situation is that me, Darby and TogFort are staying close to Boot's base to lay siege to him. If he comes out, we will annihilate him. If he stays in the mines, we stay there.
Hello. Considered what you said, Mourof. And, yeah. I decided I will get rid of the armor. I do at least need you to be next to me for this. I do at least need you to be next to me for this. I want you to decide what to do.
But something super unexpected happened. Maybe while he had more time to think about his situation, Boot came to the conclusion that what I said was justified and true. So the small Boot came to the great Captain Mourof to say sorry and make amends for what he put us through by giving me his nano armor, which was known as the Crisis.
Oh, and I'm not gonna ever make another set, and I'm never gonna go for one. You can run away and keep it, or you can burn it.
But I'm just saying, from this point onwards, I'm completely neutral again. We were all suspicious of him at first, but he did what he said, so we all dropped the charges we had against him and went on our way. TogFort suggested that we build a small shrine and keep the nano armor there, but after I put the armor in the shrine, I realized that the other players now looked to me as the holder of power, so I packed all my stuff up to flee spawn, quickly. And I started my journey across the 4 seas again. First with my airship, being much faster than my ship, I used it to find my new base. So I found this area which not only served as a good base, but also as a vantage point in case I need to use it against an enemy attack. I played a dangerous game crossing the 4 seas back to my ship, but I was fine. I went back to the base in the interception, and nighttime fell, so I was a little limited in what I could do. To become the most powerful player, you don't need to be the richest. So I planned to waste a ton of time to search out a village. I'll use my airship as a transportation vehicle to bring villagers back to my base, and then farm enchanting books out of them. Finally, I found a village, and brought, well, kidnapped some villagers into my ATV, and brought them back to my base. When I got back, I realized that my base sucked. Badly. So I started mining it out to make it much, much bigger, and to get space for the villager shop. But I made a huge mistake while making the mob farm and accidentally spawned a raid. This raid had so many participants. They wanted the villagers in my base so badly. I wonder what happens if the raiders get the villagers. Anyway, this base and hill served as an amazing vantage point, and so did the interception. So after about an hour of constantly fighting the raids, I finished with 3 totems as the prize. Now that's real treasure. Becoming the most powerful player on the server is not easy, but if you fight hard enough, you'll achieve the strength you always wanted. And so I did, deciding that I will journey across the seas again to gather materials to trade with the other players. Now, if I'm the most powerful, why would I need to trade, you might ask? The answer is I don't. I want to see the other players and what they're up to. So using the airship I started the journey, finding little pieces of ships and airships, which is what the other players requested that I bring. They need the great Captain Mourof to do the dangerous work for them. So after I almost died to the Elder Guardians, I continued my journey to spawn, gathering everything I come across. I travelled from one side of the world border to the other, then the other, and then the other. But I was running out of fuel for my engines, so I needed to head to the other players to refuel, and to see what they're up to. But that will be next episode. Make sure you subscribe to not miss it.